Welcome to the Word a Day English podcast.
The podcast where you improve your English through clear, natural conversations.
I'm Maya.
And I'm Daniel.
Today's episode is for B1 English learners.
You will hear useful vocabulary, everyday expressions, and natural B1 grammar in context.
You do not need to understand every single word.
First, listen for the main idea. Then notice how the speakers connect their ideas.
Are you ready?
Let's begin.
Today we are talking about future plans, career goals, uncertainty, and making big decisions.
We will follow a natural conversation, review useful expressions, and finish with speaking and listening practice.
Scene 1. Have you made any plans for next year?
A few. I want to change jobs, improve my English, and travel more. Which one matters most?
Changing jobs, because I do not feel I am learning much in my current role. Have you started applying?
Not yet. I am updating my CV first. What kind of role are you looking for?
Something with more responsibility and more international contact.
That is a useful situation because it could happen in real life.
Yes, and notice that the speakers did more than give short answers.
They explained reasons, reacted to new information, and adjusted their ideas.
That is exactly the kind of communication B1 learners should practice. Scene 2. Then English supports that goal too.
Exactly. The goals are connected. What is your first step?
Finish the CV this weekend and apply to 3 suitable jobs next week. Does changing jobs make you nervous?
Yes. My current job is stable, even if it is not exciting. You do not have to resign before finding something else.
True. I can explore my options first.
That is a useful situation because it could happen in real life.
Yes, and notice that the speakers did more than give short answers.
They explained reasons, reacted to new information, and adjusted their ideas.
That is exactly the kind of communication B1 learners should practice. Scene 3. Sometimes information reduces uncertainty.
I like that. I can have interviews and see what is really available. Do you make 5-year plans?
Not in detail. Too much can change. So how far ahead do you plan?
6 to 12 months in detail, then I keep longer-term ideas flexible. What is one long-term idea?
I would like to live abroad for a while, but I am not ready to choose a country yet.
That is a useful situation because it could happen in real life.
Yes, and notice that the speakers did more than give short answers.
They explained reasons, reacted to new information, and adjusted their ideas.
That is exactly the kind of communication B1 learners should practice. Now let's review 5 useful expressions from today's conversation.
Expression, in the long term.
It means over a long period in the future.
Example, I try to use in the long term naturally when I explain a real situation.
Now make your own sentence with in the long term.
Expression, explore your options.
It means look at different possibilities before deciding.
Example, I try to use explore your options naturally when I explain a real situation.
Now make your own sentence with explore your options.
Expression, regret doing.
It means feel sorry about a past decision.
Example, I try to use regret doing naturally when I explain a real situation.
Now make your own sentence with regret doing.
Expression, take the pressure off.
It means to make a situation feel less stressful.
Example, I try to use take the pressure off naturally when I explain a real situation.
Now make your own sentence with take the pressure off.
Expression, change direction.
It means choose a different plan or path.
Example, I try to use change direction naturally when I explain a real situation.
Now make your own sentence with change direction. Let's pause for AB1 language focus.
At B1 level, the goal is not only to give short answers. Try to explain reasons, contrast ideas, and add examples.
Useful connectors include because, although, however, so, while, and if.
For example, I wanted to go, but I was tired, so I stayed home.
Or, although the plan changed, we still had a good evening.
You can also say, in my opinion, the main reason is, or on the other hand.
Repeat these sentence starters aloud.
In my opinion.
The main reason is.
On the other hand.
It depends on.
If I had to choose, I would.
I used to, but now
I've already, but I haven't, yet.
These starters help you move from short A1 and A2 answers to fuller B1 answers.
Here is a model answer.
Question: do you prefer planning everything or being flexible?
Short answer, I prefer planning.
B1 answer: I usually prefer planning because it helps me feel organized. However, I try to stay flexible when something unexpected happens.
The longer answer gives a reason and adds a contrast. Try to do the same when you speak.
Now let's do a short speaking practice. Answer aloud if you can.
Question 1. What would you do in a similar situation?
Pause and answer in 1 or 2 complete sentences.
A possible answer is, I would stay calm, look at my options, and explain the situation clearly because that usually helps me make a better decision.
Question 2. Describe a time when a plan, habit, problem, or decision changed unexpectedly.
Try to use past simple in one connector such as because, although, or so.
A possible answer is, last month my plan changed because a meeting finished late, so I called my friend and we met at a different time.
Question 3. Give your opinion about today's topic.
Start with in my opinion and give at least one reason.
A possible answer is, in my opinion, being flexible is important because real life does not always follow our original plan.
Before we finish, listen to this short B1 story connected to future plans, career goals, uncertainty, and making big decisions.
Alex had a clear plan for the day, but something unexpected happened in the afternoon.
Instead of reacting immediately, Alex checked the situation, considered two options, and asked another person for advice.
The first option was faster, but it was more expensive. The second option took longer, but it was easier to manage.
After thinking about the advantages and disadvantages, Alex chose the second option and felt more confident about the decision.
Question 1. Did Alex make a decision immediately?
No. Alex checked the situation and considered different options first.
Question 2. What was the difference between the two options?
The first was faster but more expensive. The second took longer but was easier to manage.
Question 3. Why did Alex feel more confident?
Because Alex had compared the options before making the final decision.
Excellent work. Remember that at B1 level, understanding the main idea is more important than understanding every word.
Listen again and notice the phrases you missed the first time.
Then choose two expressions and use them in your own sentences.
Thank you for listening to the Word a Day English podcast.
Keep listening.
Keep practicing.
And keep using your English in real situations.
See you in the next B1 episode.
Bye.
Bye.